broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go. I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. Father.
Hello. How are you all doing? Welcome to the stream. Let's shut this thing down. Boom. Okay. We don't need no music. So let's see what's happening. Let's start sharing these things. Okay. What am I doing, bro? All right, gonna get started in a few minutes, guys. Just trying to sort of see if everything is working fine. Audio, everything else seems to be working just about right. Okay. Now, the audio. So we. Okay. Let's share these. Twitter. What? Didn't it? Let's go. And let's. Copy. And just gonna post the link for the stream on Discord live now. There we go. Pre-market. Okay. We're good to go. All right, guys. Let's get started. Let me just lift this up a little bit. Maybe. Okay. So, if you haven't checked my recent video about my watch list for today, go and check it out if you can. I have explained everything, my game plan, my levels and everything briefly on that video. So I am probably not going to go through this today with the market watch list. I did create a watch list. I'll share the watch list with you guys on Discord for sure. I was just waiting for some gappers to happen before I can post the full watch list. All right. Hold on a second, guys. Wait a sec. Okay. All right, I'm back. Let's do this. What are we looking at? Okay, so the only thing on that video that I didn't cover is you see this watch list here. Let me just share this watch list. Right about here. And I'll show you what the watch list is. And nothing changes from that video except for this gapper that you're seeing on the chart right there, this gapper. Okay, we'll cover that in a minute. But everything else is the same. As you can see, all the stocks that I mentioned are here. GNS, your SPY is always there anyways. MARA, AFRM, COSM, WBD, WALLY. All right. So these are all the watch lists for today that I'm going to be looking into trading, right? The only thing, as I mentioned, XM is gapping up today, which is this one here, all right? I'll cover that in a minute. So, XM, XM, what's happening here? So very clearly, guys, it's got a really good earnings report. Okay, its PT earnings estimate was minus 38, but the actual was 0.03. So it went from negative to positive. That's a big thing, from going from negative to positive. That's why it's actually gapping up from 11s all the way to 15s now, almost 15s, 14, 50s. Now, it's already gapped up quite a bit, which means it's quite strong. Okay, I am, to keep it simple on this one, specifically looking for gap and goes. Okay, I'm going to be very, very cautious trading shorts on this one. It's going to be mostly long opportunities. And I want to see what it does around the open, or even before the open. If it starts to create some sort of a pattern, some sort of opportunity to take some longs earlier on, I will. But I think it still has a lot of potential. It could go for a few more days as well, because these kind of catalysts do tend to go quite far. Now, having said that, we have literally gapped up to basically, I would say, around here somewhere, right? We're actually trading right now at about the 200 EMA. 200 EMA at this point is 1450 on daily. 1450 is actually where it's now kind of like consolidating from 14s all the way to 15. So in between that $1 mark. So just keep that in mind that, you know, as it opens and if it starts to trade under that 200 EMA, it might take a while for it to actually take that out. But once it does, then we could look for some decent moves on this one. So I'm looking forward to keep tracking this XM stocks specifically. This will be one of my main watches for the day. Okay. Although just remember, this is a very low priced stock as well as low volume stock. So I want, as you can see, even with this kind of news, the volume, yes, it's rising and everything, but we are not seeing much of a very stable volume. I would really like that volume to come in, and once it does, we are going to see some, hopefully we're going to see some decent trend, uptrend. So that's what I'm waiting for. So it might take a while before it does that, but looking good that, again, everything is fine with this. The only issue is the volume. So I need that to build up to make it an A+ setup. That's the only thing that I didn't cover. The rest, everything else is covered, guys. We're looking at SPY. Obviously, SPY needs to be taking out that 400, which it did, by the way, and is staying above that. So hopefully that stays true. We are looking at 402. When I made the video, SPY was somewhere there, so it wasn't very clear, no volume. But now it's bringing in some volume and is staying over the 402 levels. And this level was the recent high as well. This level here, 402.50, was the recent high from this few days ago, where it went and broke that 400 and went for it. right? So we're going to try to sort of see if it's going to take that out. But I think it's already gapping up, guys. It's gapping up from 430 cents all the way to, let's say, 402.20s. Now, it's not a big gap. Usually for these kind of gap, expect a bit of a pullback, which is coming, right? 403 rejected, and it came down to 402.20. So that's kind of a pullback that I anticipate on it. But I am kind of hoping for a bigger pullback, believe it or not. Because once these things go, especially at the open, it might drift down, take every order that it can at the low prices. And once it does that, especially around 401, 450 mark, then that's where it's going to start to bounce. That bounce will be the opportunity I'm thinking today. So I would like it to be pulling back a little bit and then wait for that bounce to come in. Now, if that pullback or initial weakness doesn't come in, or initial sort of price to the downside doesn't come in, then it's going to look very strong. If it's holding over 402s, for example, over the VWAP, the market's going to be looking very strong. So we might have to look for some opportunities there to join the trend if it creates one. So that's in the hopes to have a trending environment today. If that's the case, then it's going to look really good. So 402.19s. All right. So that's SPY. And then we talked about GNS being in play as well. As you can see, I'm short biased on it. Honestly, I'm looking for possible bigger move to the downside, possibly towards 3 from 4s now. It's already drifting down from 4s. 4s were area where I was actually watching GNS on. So I want to make sure that it doesn't actually take that out. In fact, this area, this zone is a big one. If it doesn't take that out and it still stays as it is at the open, then I will look into shorting GNS. Mara is specifically based on Bitcoin, obviously, and also SPY has big effect on Bitcoin bounce as well, remember. So this is gapping up solely because Bitcoin is running and doing okay, as well as SPY is doing okay as well, gapping up. AFRM yesterday was a good trade on it. I did manage to get some decent winner on that, and it really reclaimed. Basically, this was supposed to be a weakness, at least for yesterday, but it reclaimed very quickly after I left the stream actually. And believe it or not, my last I put a range order between the VWAP to I think I put actually 1325s. So my stop was 1325, and my final target, because I wasn't expecting much from it, was 1290s. So it actually took me right here to the tick, actually right this one, and then it went, which was great for me to come out fully out on it. Otherwise, it would have actually for the remainder, it would have taken me out on a break even, which is fine. But I would rather have that full exit if I'm thinking this stock is not going to go further beyond, let's say, 1290s, things like that. So that was a good trade. Reclaimed quickly, which means strength. So gaps down quite a big amount and then goes down as well after the gap down. So but then later from here onwards, complete reversal. And it was very hard to actually notice the reversal. Volume wasn't really showing much except for this area here. But the volume really didn't help at all with the reversal recognition. But it is what it is sometimes. I wasn't even watching that. But today we could see some more momentum to the upside. As you can see, it's gapping up. And we have similar price action on SPY as well. So this is getting affected by the SPY's move as well. COSM is kind of funny because it's just holding its own from threes gap 4 or 5 days ago, and we're trading at about 650s. So quite a bit of percentage move. Today I'll be looking, I'm kind of geared towards shorts on this, honestly. Even if it's long, yes, long could squeeze out some potential short sellers, but I think it's about time this gets shorted heavily. So today might be the day. So GNS and COSM, purely short ideas. I talked about this one on the video, and if you haven't checked the video, guys, just make sure you check the video out and you know, look at what we are looking at, and then so you can understand why I say what I say and why I traded that stock specifically. So WBD as well is W Wayfair is also still in the watch list because we are seeing that it's still in play. WBD, yeah, we talked about that. It is actually on this big level here. I believe it's a daily level of some sort, and it's actually trading within that level. So we might see some drift coming from there, but this stock is quite strong, guys. The move happened. These moves happened because of the upgrade, but usually with the upgrades you don't get that very fast move. So there must be something else that we're missing here. The amount of trend. Look at this trend. It's pure accumulation. Basically, it's just pure buying. There's no selling, right? No pullback. I mean, I don't even consider that pullback for this price, for this move. So pure accumulation. So there could be some fundamental reason behind it, but nevertheless, we don't need to know. All we need to know is the stock stayed strong, went strong, stayed strong, closed strong. So that's what we need to know. Now, today, if this zone gets taken out, then there might be another opportunity for the long side. Again, we have to keep in mind that we are actually extended a little bit. Not overly extended, but still extended a little bit. So don't expect, if you do take longs on this one, maybe look into banking in a bit quicker than you would. W, same thing, quite strong, held this on. I talked about that. ALLY, very similar as well. This is the one that's more clear when it comes to catalyst. Why it's holding up, why it's strong, is because earnings beat was this day and it's just never looked back. That's pure strength coming from earnings play. So we are still seeing more strength coming into this. So if SPY starts to move to the upside, then these that we were watching, they might also start to trend higher. So PACB as well on the list because it looks like it's in play, and COF is as well on the list because it's a decent stock to play. In play definitely because earnings yesterday, I think post-market, I believe. Post-market earnings was released. Initially the response was actually negative, and the earnings really didn't beat any earnings, but I think something happened. There must have been another news. So this probably might have been upgraded from, I see that from one. Yeah, it's not even an upgrade. So this move itself is the earnings. So it could be also the guidance. Something said on the in the company, something said to the investors that made sure that investors are actually piling in on it a bit more than usual, right? So there's definitely in response to whatever happened in earnings or the guidance, right? So that is pretty much the list, guys. You can clearly see I've shared it with you, and I'm gonna share it on the Discord as well now. So where's the watch list? Here we go. Watch list posted. That's the wrong. Okay, let me do it again, guys. What's up, Diggs, by the way? Welcome, buddy. Welcome. How you doing? Let's just do that. let's share this on our Discord. Watch list posted now, guys. You can clearly see the list. Not a big list, guys. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stocks on watch. One of them is the gapper. This one. Mm-hmm. So one of my main watches would be this one, XM, as I mentioned before. XM looks very promising. What's happening to SPY? SPY, what's happening? Okay, that pullback. Do we have? Oh, okay, we have some economic releases at this point. Okay, for GDP. So 2.9 versus 2.6 estimated. 2.9. So why is it? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See. Market watch. Calendars. Yeah, for advanced GDPs today, so that's the only one that's moving the market like that, which is reclaimed anyways. We do usually see this kind of move, you know, that's choppy up and down move for the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes of the economic releases, like this one right now. We are seeing this, as you can see, this one here, advanced GDP for US. So that's pretty normal, guys. And CPI, PPI, all of those will produce these kind of choppy price action. That's why you don't trade around that this kind of sort of timing. If you are trading pre-market, just remember one thing, and it's very simple. Most of the highest impacted news will be around 8:30 a.m. EST. So make it a note that you make sure you don't actually trade, I would say 8:20 onwards, you stop trading, or you don't trade at all, because and now, not what I'm saying is don't trade the large caps. You can trade the small caps. If something's gapping up and it's got nothing to do with SPY, and it's just gapping up pure either pump or you know, anything, other catalyst that's making it gap up, that's fine. But when it comes to, let's say, medium float all the way to large caps, SPY's move is going to be affected. It's going to affect the others. So just avoid trading around that timing, I would say. Safer option. Definitely safer option. So that's something that to keep in mind. You can always just put that 8:30. Most of the time, 8:30 is going to be the major impacted news releases. And then after like 8:30 passes, 8:40 onwards, you can start looking for trades and stuff like that. It usually comes down after. Okay, so occupation, self-employment. Sorry, mate. I just gotta deal with other things. I usually keep my phone on do not disturb at this time, after this time, but I'm I'm just sort of something important that I have to respond to, and they're not making it easy on me. But anyways, where are we? Where were we? Is there anything you guys are looking at? I'ma just relax. My thing is going like this. Okay. Okay, so this is exactly what I meant by SPY moving in that chop area after the economic release. You know, it just goes down and then pulls back. To be honest, there are people who actually trade this, and there is a strategy there is definitely a strategy to this type of economic releases, and I know people who purely trade this. That's it, nothing else. So there it goes. 40250s are getting attacked now. So SPY definitely looks strong. Okay. There goes our SPY. Takes out that 402.50 and attacking that. See if it starts to, continue to grind higher. Looks interesting. What's up, Snix? You're finally up, buddy. I was wondering what happened to you. Like, what is it? 8:40? You're late, buddy. Where's Oasis? I haven't heard him for a while. Is he okay? Yesterday he just disappeared. I hope he's alright. After the stream or in mid-stream, I think he disappeared. Dude, where is he? Let me get in touch with him. There were no stocks that you liked? How dare you, Snicker? How dare you, bro? Yeah, sometimes there won't be stocks that you like, obviously, yeah. But again, you can sort of change the variables on that quite a bit to match your style, what you want. The idea is just a foundation. That's how we look for it. Change few things here and there to get the ideal watch list for you. Those work for me and for me only, I guess. What's up, Oasis? I was just about to message you. How you doing, buddy? All good? Yeah, sometimes it will find only low floats. Yeah, you will. But then you can always change that. You make sure you change the let's look into this because we are slow at this point anyways, right? We are looking for the only one I'm really concerned about is this one, AXM. I wanna get in on it before it starts to move, if it starts to move. So let me just look at this. Which screener did you look at? Which screener did you look at? We can actually do that in the stream right now. My screener, what are mine? Up 5%. Let's say up 5%. Okay. So let's see up 5%, right? So this is the scanner. Very simple though. I mean, there's not much. Let me just go on all. So the performance today is up. Okay. So when it says today, you're talking about yesterday's close. Okay. Yesterday was green. Performance to today, at least it was up 5%, okay? And then price over 2. Now, with this one you can change it to, let's say price needs to be over 10. Let's see. Okay, so we're actually getting a little bit more cleaner watch list now. And you could even keep this higher or lower. It's up to you. And changes up. Yeah, that's fine. Change from the open is also up, just in case it doesn't thingy gaps. And current volume over 10 million. You can even make that current volume to be over 20 million, which is going to even further filter out most of the... sorry, not under. Sorry, I was supposed to do over $10. Sorry, that might be my bad. So over $10, look, you've got only 3 watch lists. AT&T, Shopify, WBD, all of them are major. All of them will be fine, like to trade with SPY, right? So let's have a look at T, Shop, and WBD. All right, AT&T. So we've got AT&T. Forget about this. This was the glitch that happened on the exchange yesterday. Oh, the other day. Look at T. AT&T, really nice earnings play yesterday. Did really decent earnings. It carried on. gaps up, continues to take out the gaps, pre-market highs, and stays strong and ends up very strong. Now T is also a decent second day potential. Like this is a really good one, because we've got yesterday that it closed up very strong. It is a gap up, and the strength came from a strong catalyst, which is earnings. Earnings are usually stronger catalyst than others. So now it's closing here. If this gets taken out 2050 and over 2050, should be another chance at AT&T as well. There you go. That's your AT&T, right? So that's on my thingy list, earnings list anyways. Let's look at Shop. For example, Shop. Shop has been strong lately, Shopify, and it's actually taken out that 200 this day, massive gap, and then fills the gap fully. I think this again might be that glitch that we talked about. Yeah, it is definitely that glitch. Yeah, it's definitely that glitch. There's no way that it was like that. So this day, guys, so this was Wednesday. Tuesday's glitched. Forget about this one. This is going to mess up the whole historical data. But anyways, this never happened. Okay, we are still seeing strength. Nice and gentle, stable daily strength on Shopify. The only thing with Shopify is, as you can see, we had one strong day, which was this day. Gaps up, carries on, still going strong, second day. And then forget about that green red candle. And then the third day was like a inside day, which was fine. I think SPY was inside day as well that day. And then fourth day, we have a strong uptrend. So Shopify looks very strong. You might say that Shopify is a little bit extended. Yes, it kind of is. But if it does pull back and then starts to ramp back up again, then yeah, there could be a nice little opportunity. I've already got that on my list of possible swings even. Right? And what else as well? WBD. We already have that on the list. WBD. So WBD is on the list. Right? We're talking about Warner Bros, right? Is it a low floater? No, it's not. So there we go. I don't know which screener you checked, but that screener is bringing those three stocks for me. When I filtered it to maybe your liking, Snicker, right? Only 3 came up, so that's it. That's all you need. 3 stocks to watch. You can further filter out things or put in more variables on that, but the idea is to get to basically sort of filter out all the rubbish and just take out whatever you really need from those lists. That's why the screeners are there for, right? Is there anything else gapping up now? MLGO, I saw it earlier, it wasn't worth it. XMD is the only one. And we've got Tesla as well. By the way, Tesla is also doing really well. I'm not gonna lie, if somebody is looking at this, Tesla seems to be doing okay. So yesterday I mentioned Wednesday was Tesla's earnings. So post-market announced the earnings. Pretty much beats the earning by a good amount actually. So it just, yeah. Look at this. Whoever actually blindly took a call option, they bought quite a lot of call options. They are literally laughing right now. Literally laughing. I can imagine their excitement right about now on options. It just keeps on creeping up because the earnings was quite solid. They probably didn't expect that. So that's why I said Tesla is already done a huge move down, right? Huge move. We're talking massive move. Like we're talking from all-time highs, probably 40%, more than 40% down. First of all, a lot of dip buying come in here. A lot of dip buying is still reasonable price, still cheap price. People are piling up on it. Especially with these kind of news where they're beating the earnings, that's going to put fuel to the fire, but in a good way, right? In a good way. So that's really helping the stock go grind up higher and higher, right? So these kind of stocks can also move SPY with it sometimes. It can drag SPY. Even though SPY might be weaker, overall, if SPY is neutral, then one or two stocks going like this could actually slowly creep the SPY back up. So Tesla is doing a good job of that, I think. Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. Tesla. Tesla is interesting today. It's got a lot of volume. Really nice excuse for you to be looking at it. Definitely. But I'm like more of a... I like this one, guys. Right now it looks like a nice little long, to be honest. And this one, if it behaves itself today... This is, by the way, always is this. I'm looking at this as an earnings Gago setup. So I will definitely hold on to this for the next week or so. If it behaves itself today, it has to behave. And when I say behave, it needs to stay strong. It shouldn't be taking out VWAP a lot. I mean, even if it does like chop around it, that's fine. It's expected. But if it starts to trend lower than VWAP, especially under 14s, then maybe wait for it to reclaim that. But other than that, looks really good. Looks really good. So right now, I mean, looks tasty. Let's go, baby. All right, guys, I'm gonna take about 5 minutes break and I'll be back, okay? 5 minutes. Okay. Let's change this to this guy. Ugly face. Let's go, baby. XM. Okay. If you say so, Snicker. If you say so, it might be. It's for sure red day, you say, huh? We shall see. You going to sell Tesla? I think if anything, Oasis, you may want to keep an eye on XM. I know it's a low price stock a little bit, but they usually tend to have good percentage moves. You know, surprisingly, Snicker, I would not disagree with you. I would not disagree with you, even if you were joking, because it is extended intraday. Intraday is extended, but if you're going to be shorting, just remember that the main power behind it in the long run is stronger. So trying to take your partials out quickly, and anyways, you scalp. So your reasons for taking longs and shorts both should always be justified as a scalper, because you're always going to be taking that partial quicker than anybody else. Right? Yeah, Tesla is quite interesting at this point. Tesla also is, by the way, is a gap and go, as in earnings go, but look at the move that it did. We're talking from 143s, 144s, all the way to 157s. I don't know, what is that? For $13? $13 move, something like that. Quite a bit, huh? Quite a bit. So at the open, we might see some sort of a pullback coming in. Dude, people, I know a lot of people who YOLO these earnings plays. And they either make it or mostly they get destroyed, but sometimes like something like this, because a lot of people might not be expecting Tesla, because everybody is like, Tesla is gone, you know, Elon Musk is just doing mushrooms and everything, you know what I mean? But the numbers don't lie, so investors are like, oh, okay, you know, maybe we're wrong a bit about it, so yeah, let's just put our money back in. That's smart money. Anyways, so I remember this guy who basically really sort of put his life saving onto one. Was it Apple or Tesla? I think it must have been Apple. He wanted to short Apple, or he bought puts, I think, for whatever money he had left in his account, and he had quite a lot, because I think he. But anyways, so personally speaking, I think he was just trying to sort of get attention of the social media. I don't think it was the real money. And at one point when he was streaming, a lot of people were watching it just for entertainment purposes. A lot of people noticed something in the stream that he somehow really got rid of quickly, which in turn points towards a demo account or something like that, right? So he basically wanted to get some attention, but the whole idea was really like exciting to see someone putting their whole life saving. We were talking millions of dollars, right? Just for one earnings, just YOLO the hell out of it. And he got wrecked. Even though it's demo account, let's say it's a demo account, he got wrecked. So he basically just disconnected the stream, and we never heard of him again. We never heard of him again, bro. We just disappeared. I don't know if anybody knows. Let me know if you know the guy. If you know the story, I would like to know what happened to him. And if you're watching, I would like to really know from yourself what happened. Where are you, buddy? Was it really a demo account or was it real? If it was real, how come you didn't have a heart attack or something? I think you might have had if it was real because you dropped. He literally dropped, and it's not nice to laugh. If it's a real account, I would be evil to laugh at that. But then the whole idea is really laughable because you've got your well, I think it wasn't hard-earned money. I was going to call it you've got your hard-earned money and you want to put it on one stock and one basket and just gamble away and then go to casino. You might have a better chance. Yeah. So I am going to laugh at that. Don't do that, guys. Don't be the person who people are going to laugh at you. There's a reason why people laugh at you, majority. So somebody was mentioning they wanted to short Tesla, huh? Somebody... I heard someone wanted to short Tesla today. What's going on with that? In my opinion, Tesla is a swing idea. Now, today it might have extended a bit, but once, if in a few days' time, if it does come down a little bit, gets you a better price, I wouldn't mind taking some swings at the Tesla long for possible swing ideas. That's how I feel. So Tesla is gone to my swing ideas list as well. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. I know Oasis might be like, oh damn. This is when I should be trading only Tesla. But we have others that are quite interesting as well. This needs to obviously find some volume. The only issue with XM is volume. Volume is not there. Where's my... Okay, so we had AAL. That's boring. This is boring earnings. As you can see, the estimate was 114 and the actual is also 114. So what is it going to do? It's just going to chop around and stay in the same place as it was trading before because nothing has changed on the earnings unless they, on the conference call, they say something about the guidance, future guidance. PDD. PDD. When is earnings due on this one? Anybody knows? PDD, hold on. I don't trust. Thinkorswim's earnings estimate is really bad, man. Look at the estimated earnings date for PDD. December 31st, 69. 2069 or 1969. I don't know what that means, right? Anybody knows what that means, just let me know. It's always wrong. Almost always wrong estimated earnings date. This could be fixed very easily, right? This could be fixed really easily and that could help a lot. Like you look at the stock, let's say WBD, and then you say to yourself, when is the earning? Look, every single time you will say December 31st, 69. For a Thinkorswim, for a company that's really well known for its platform and things like that, it's just, yeah. Sometimes it's just disappointing. But hey, I was looking at PDD, which is still very, very strong. Look at this. Look at this thing. Beats earnings by 100%. So basically beats earning by miles, right? This day. Now that day doesn't actually really go. That day doesn't actually go. Why? Because it had gapped up quite a bit. So it's already gone. You have to imagine this running from here, 65s all the way to 75s. Now that's a big move. Although you might say, oh, that day wasn't. No, that day was a successful day. You have to think of it that way. So imagine, let's say this gap. We're talking about this gap, right? So imagine we have a day that is gone all the way like that. That is the day we're looking at, right? And now you tell me if this day wasn't strong. This is pretty much what it should look like, right? So this is pretty much what it should look like. So yeah, you can't just base those moves on the first day. Usually on the first day, like Tesla, we're talking about Tesla now. Huge gap up. We're seeing huge gap up. We might end up having a very tiny, smaller day because the buying has already happened. There's not much we can do, right? And in anything, it's kind of extended, right? So as it opens, we might not see some traction to the upside. In fact, we might be pulling back a little bit. But that's okay if you're looking for swings. If you time your entries right, you can actually stay in these kind of things for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of days. If you purely use daily, right? Probably would have gotten out here somewhere, but you know, massive move still, massive move. Anyways, I was actually trading PDD and I actually missed that move. This move, this day or that day, I think I missed it. I might have taken it. I'm pretty sure I've taken some shots at it. I'm pretty sure I've taken shots, but I just didn't because that day it became red. I think it stopped me out or something like that. I remember. Let's have a look at the others that are more interesting today. BZ is the one I missed the other day, actually. In fact, the other day, just a few days ago, I missed this one. Right there. Right there. Now, I was going to take it 24.50 above, and it goes to 25 something now. It's actually trading about 25.30, yeah. JD is looking kind of decent. It's gapping up, so yeah. This one's also not bad for quite a lot of opportunities. Futu grabs up huge. TGTX. TME is doing fine. I'm swinging this from here. It hasn't done anything for me to get out of it, but that's fine. I'm just gonna keep it until it breaks that 9, and I have another 1 month or so to go for to do anything. So this is kind of overextended a little bit. Daily. Well, this is the start of the earnings. Look at that, 1, 2, 3 moves, big moves, and then very tiny pullback, and then carries on 1, 2, 3, 4 days of straight move up. But the volume, though, very bad volume. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just looking at other things that could be interesting. Could be interesting, bros. So LVS as well, I'm looking at others gappers that are Intel's gapped up because of earnings, or coming up to earnings. Looks interesting. I'll keep an eye on that. IBM's on drifting down. Probably couldn't beat the earnings. Same actual. So people got disappointed on that. T. And we've got another one that has moved really nicely. Really nicely. Oh, that's BA. BA had earnings Wednesday, right? Flex. What did Flex do? Flex is still going on with the earnings. Don't forget to buy Tesla at 157 level. Is that what your plan is, Snicker? Just don't forget to mention your. Just mention that you're not a financial advisor as well. Yeah. Don't buy Tesla below that. What word are we talking about? Okay. $157 level. Okay. You've just seen Tesla hit your level. Where's that level coming from? 160? 159? Yeah, very close to that level, right? There's no level there unless we go hourly on this. 160 is here, so it could be something from here. Yeah. Right. Could be. Anything gapping up, guys? Anything else gapping up? XM is there. OPGN is gapping up. Oh, OPGN, I've seen that a lot in the past. Nah, that's why. It's done. There's nothing there. ACIU done. TCBP finished. And that's it. Tesla is the only one. Gappers. So basically, we are still waiting. Tesla just keeps chugging along, keeps making new highs, gets stronger and stronger. But once it starts to run like this, I'm a bit afraid on that stock holding that uptrend. When stocks turn to go like this, they tend to drop bigger as well. So just bear in mind that 159.50 held really nicely. So that's your intraday level now. High of day, very clear. The volume came in not aggressively though, but aggressively came in this area here. So as soon as it broke that congestion, I think we are seeing a lot of profit taking coming in, because as I was mentioning, right now it is quite extended. 144.40 close yesterday, and we've seen 159.50. For any level, that's massive percentage move up, especially for Tesla. Okay, so Just gonna wait up on Tesla, see what it does. I wouldn't be buying right at the highs. I always wait for the decent pullback to happen on certain levels, and it starts to hold, then we can look into buying something on Tesla. Yeah, until then we're gonna just sit on hands and wait it out basically. Amazon looks good. In what sense? Amazon. Very strong yesterday. Yeah, Amazon was weak yesterday, weaker than the others, but really went for it. Then it probably might have been the strongest after it reclaimed this. Yeah, it looks quite strong. Yeah, Amazon looks quite strong. Quite strong. You're looking at 100 level long. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Here's the thing, Snicker. Let me just give you a price action or the structure 101, okay? This bounce, okay. We have to understand, let's say, for example, you are going up the hill, yeah? Let's say you are very committed to climb a mountain, okay? And you're going up the hill. You just continuously go forward, right? You just continue. At one point, aren't you going to get tired? Right? As a human being, I'm just giving you an example that you could understand, or somebody who's watching this could understand, right? How stocks move, even if they are stronger, okay? So you keep going, chugging along. At one point, you're going to get tired. You're going to rest it out. That's the key here. Look at Amazon, right? This day, massive climb off the hill, right? Although it was weak, it started to climb really strong, right? We're talking in daily sense now, not intraday. Intraday, it might have done some pullback, but not necessarily big pullback. Even intraday doesn't look like a big pullback. Big pullback means at least to the VWAP, okay? That's your rest, right? The stock hasn't had rest. It's still going, right? And by the time it reaches 100, we are trading at 98.30s now, okay? It's going to have to go through 99s. It's going to have to go 99.50s. It's going to have to go through all that to get to 100. Please do not think of buying something that's gone all the way, climbed up so much without any rest, and just completely buy it right at the breakout. I know you don't do that, but I'm trying to give you a bigger picture scale idea. Maybe even wait a day or two for it to actually really sort of settle down, then wait for that secondary move. The first primary move might have already been done, who knows, because we're talking from 91.60s all the way to hundreds. It's almost like a $9 move for a $100 stock. In fact, that's 10% in 2 days. If it goes there, if it goes to 100. So yes, keep an eye on 100. In fact, if it was up to me and if I was to trade only Amazon, I'll be looking at possible shorting opportunities at the extension for a possible pullback to the mean, which at least to the VWAP or something like that, because once it starts to run, like for example Tesla right now is running. Where do you enter now? It's too late. At least with Tesla, this is the first day of its move. But with Amazon, if you look at the daily of Amazon, yesterday it had a big day. Big day without any pullback. So please expect a big pullback, especially if it goes to 100. I actually don't mind shorting right as it goes to 100 after few candles of rejection. Yeah. I really would like that actually if it does go 200 today. I'll guarantee you I'll take a stab at it for short. But hey, that's my way of thinking. I'm not trying to sort of. That's hopefully that makes sense though. Like the logic behind something is running, it's got to have some pause behind it, right? Okay, let's rewind that. Snicker, sometimes you have to pay attention to the ATR as well. Okay, ATR, average true range, or ADR, average daily range. Stocks move, and it's better to have an idea of what the ATR is. If it's starting to break its ATR to the upside, then you know it's pretty much overextended. So let's say, for example, you were taking long on Tesla, and after the open, it actually goes way beyond this ATR. Then you know, just be very careful taking longs right at the highs, because that's considered as for that day overbought, right? So it's kind of the chance of it coming down for a big pullback would be quite high then, right? So ATR, it could be a big thing. Pay attention to it. Doesn't mean always it's going to work, but what you don't want to be doing is trading long right at the highs, even though it might work out. But the potential for a big move, is it there? It's not. Like let's say, for example, this was running, and then last you wanted to catch this break of this level here. You caught it here, but how far is it going to go now? It's already come down from 9160s all the way to 96, 98s. So even though it breaks and comes back and retests the structure, it's still extended for that day. It's still extended, right? So think about this. So if you really wanna, take longs on it, maybe wait for a bigger pullback. As I said, you know, the further you go up that hill, the longer rest you need, right? The further you go without resting, the longer you're gonna sleep. Same thing with the stocks as well. Yeah, write them down. Absolutely write them down, because you probably won't get them in the books. You probably won't get them on the books. In fact, I'll tell you this, Snicker. One of my strategies that yields quite a bit is an extension on the daily. Something that has run quite a bit, but that's not on major caps, okay? It's only small float, small caps. Let's say, for example, what did we have recently? GNS might be an example of it, okay? Why am I thinking to short this? Because we're talking from, this is 1,000% move from 1, 2, 3. In 3 days, it makes 1,000, in 3 days, 1,000% move. From 50 cents all the way to 60 cents, more than 1,000, right? To the highs. So that's extreme, extreme overextension, right? Extreme overextension. So this is why I am planning to short it. Because it hasn't had, for this huge move, it hasn't had a huge pullback down, which I'm expecting. But that, don't let it confuse you. The concept is still the same. Something that goes extremely fast and keeps breaking its ATR multiple times, they tend to pull back a little bit far, farther. Yes, sir. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Same goes for the when something is extended to the downs, especially with the large caps, because they are fundamentally strong stocks. Your Amazons, your Teslas, your Apples, especially your Apple and Nvidias and all that, they are fundamentally strong. Now, if they start to drift to down way more than the ATR and stuff like that, and when the timing comes, when SPY starts to bounce, yeah, the bounce is going to be very big, as you saw on Amazon. Very good example of it, actually. Very good example of it. As SPY started to bounce, this was just waiting for it, and then it just shot up, right? Ding, ding, ding. Let's go, baby. Best of luck, guys. Markets open. We wait for that initial 5-10 minutes to settle down. Look at Amazon go. Amazon, baby, let's go. 99 is getting hit, especially when it's moving like this. Snicker, be careful, especially when it's moving like this. This move usually isn't sustainable. But look at Tesla go. Everything's moving fast, so that could be something there. SPY is not. SPY is trying to go as well. Yeah, it's gonna pull SPY with it. But then, look at Tesla. What it did. Right. Look at Tesla. Right. Look at the drive that it goes. At this point, this was really strong. 161 was very strong. Right now, it's just that initial drive. Huge volume needs to be filled in. So, just that response to it. And Amazon, relatively very strong Amazon. Whoo-wee. Breaks that 99. This is the only one that's holding up. Relatively very strong. And Tesla, SPY also is really looking strong. So finally, I am right. A week later, guys, when I said, guys, we might see SPY over 400 and trading over 400 for a few days, which we are seeing. So I'm just about 2-3 days late. There you go. SPY trading over 400s. And as long as it's starting to trade over 400s, we might be seeing some decent moves coming in towards that 410. All right, XM looking for the longs on the break of 15s. XM looking for longs on break of 15s. Let's go, baby. Let us go. Let us go. So. Okay. And until then, we can have some chop on it. XM is the one I'm talking about. Right there. The other earnings gapper here. So we might chop around between 14 and 15, which is normal. As long as it's 14 holds, I'm fine with it. I'm still looking for longs possible later on for for good move up. So and also if it does drop down to 14s or anywhere here starts to curl back up, I won't mind adding to it as well. If it starts to actually, if I start to dip by it and then curls back. So I mean starter position probably would be if it does drop quite close to 14s, I might start, but along the way to 15 break I'll probably add an average in. Yeah. Yeah, on GXM I'm watching this. It might be later on. The volume is kind of okay. I would prefer it really nice. Look at the daily, right? Gaps up over 200 EMA. And now it's actually breaking the 200, but I was thinking it might be bouncing from that 200 EMA, which this 200 EMA is almost in line with the daily 200 EMA. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of looking interesting. This level here, 1430s and 14s will be interesting. So I was kind of expecting this drop down from this move, potential profit taking. But just bear in mind that we could always see a reversal as well. So just wait for the right timing. I think if we wait about an hour or so on this one, we might see some decent structure that we can rely on to take longs. Other than that, it won't be anything at this point. For me, there might be. I want to see this drop to 14 and see what it does. That's what I want to see. What's Tesla doing? Yeah, Tesla is just not very. I mean, this is what I was expecting. Like this is nothing surprising. Snicker, this actually didn't surprise me at all. This pullback, I was kind of expecting that. So no surprises there. But the bounce is a good one. No surprise at all on that. But Amazon was also like looking good. Yeah, Amazon move up and then big. Amazon is surprisingly relatively strong. If anything, Amazon might be a better long, to be honest. Much better long. You know what, Tesla? I'm going long. If you're going long, I wish you the best of luck. It looks strong as long as the SPY is. Now remember that first initial 30 minutes. But on Thursday, usually SPY starts to really trend a bit. Hopefully that's the case, which is looking like. So if you have taken, you should have taken it somewhere there. Somewhere there. Yeah. You see this pullback? This is what I meant by like let it pull back, let it do its rest before it goes for another attempt to, you know, climb higher. Dude, GNS is actually going strong, actually. It broke my level there, so are we seeing a squeeze coming in on this one? It's actually right at the 200 EMA now, 422, 425s. I want to see this create a nice little high of day and see if it rejects from it. Interesting. Oh, huge volume coming in. Look at this. 300, 400,000. 500,000 almost. Dude. Crazy. So at this point, I'm thinking that that volume, most of it came from short selling. So now it's very quickly, it's easy to understand who's going to be in trouble and where. If it breaks that 430, then short sellers are in trouble. It's going to be more squeezing. But now, yeah, buyers are in trouble because that short sellers are piling up now aggressively. So here's an idea. 420. Tesla is in, I think, due for another rest, I think. SPY isn't going anywhere, and none of these are going anywhere. So that initial half an hour, you have to be very careful. SPY, however, is right at the highs, attacking the highs, maybe wants to break that. And Amazon is looking really good for long as well. Just extended though, that's the issue here. Good on you to wait. But look at SPY taking the highs, so that's quite interesting. And that's gonna take, Amazon should look good. Interesting. Okay, GNS is finally giving back. And SPY that's a fake breakdown. That's not good. That's probably might be going for attempt to gap fill now. So if that's the case, then yeah, longs might be in a difficult situation. They might be trapped. This is a long trap basically, or bull trap, whatever you want to call it. Bull trap, yeah. 400 and 406s. Imagine somebody has a stop limit order or stop order. It gets triggered and then all of a sudden drops. What do? That's why you wait. You don't just put your stop market order and expect it to work out. All right, GNS is looking kind of interesting. Rejection came in from there. I'm looking at that. XM is still playing around, joking around here. If it wasn't an earnings play, I would have probably shorted it right about here. It looks really good for a short right now. I'm really tempted to do this though, maybe for a scalp, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't. However, W tends to be, okay, W was a really good W. W was a good W. Let's have a look at the others. COSM. So GNS is there, COSM is there, and we've got XM. We've got PACB. Ooh, PACB. PACB, bro. And again, GNS is attempting to take the highs, which is interesting because it's probably will It probably will. The amount of yeah, this looks interesting, and also this one looks really nice for a short, that XM. But hey, GNS took out that, and it needs to continue to. Yeah, there will be some short sellers in trouble right now. They'll probably be pissing their pants about to, but it's not happening because when they're in trouble, they're gonna squeeze, and it's not squeezing. That means they're in control. They might be in control. There you go. There's a bigger drop coming. So anytime it actually starts to pop, it's actually getting shorted very heavily. So that's actually not a bad sign. Plus we've got SPY that's kind of giving back. By the way, SPY, actually this is what I was kind of expecting, to be honest. Much bigger move down because of the huge gap we have. We've got a gap of 430 to all the way to 404. $3.5 move over the levels, and yeah, this is typical of SPY. It's gonna it's gonna be like that. So interestingly, there might be some shorting opportunities for a while now, because we might see some more drift down, maybe towards but this level is quite strong. This level is the daily level, guys. 402.50s, 402.60s. If it starts to hold this, then yeah, definitely avoid shorting if you can, unless it's obviously small float or low float. Yep, this is a strong level. 402.60 is bouncing from it, but remember 403 is a VWAP area, so that could be rejection coming from that area, and then it might continue down a bit further. Now, under 402.50 there's an EMA as well, which is it gonna hold? Over here it held nicely, but we'll see if it's gonna hold next time it comes around. Okay, here we go. XM, what do you want to do? XM. So yeah, it's getting more interesting now. Absolutely, we are seeing, this is exactly what I meant by earlier. Pops up to 403 VWAP level, rejects, and now this might be the primary move if it the volume comes in, but we've got to watch this level if it holds or not. This level here. Let's see whether this holds. It seems like it doesn't want to hold. I don't think it's going to hold. I honestly don't think it's gonna hold because the force is to the downside. I kind of feel it. However, this 200 needs to get taken out for it to stay weak for the moment. Still waiting on Spy to get out of his shop or choose a direction at this point. It's still big. I mean, I would say about $3 or yeah, about $2.60 gap. So yeah. There goes there goes GNS. GNS goes nice little rejection from this 4.3, and now we might be seeing some more down weakness on this one. I'm kind of thinking this will have a bigger red day, especially if we are under that $4. If before that, it's going to be difficult to say, but if we get this thing to be coming under $4, then we might actually see some decent red day. There it goes. There it goes. What just happened there, broskies? What just happened? What in the world just happened there? Massive dump, I guess. This is what's called the start of a dump. So that could be a start of a what? A dump. Yes, sir, let's go. Tesla is still strong. I mean, the catalyst is behind the strength is holding it. It's looking like it wants to weaken. To be honest, the SPY, as it's going further beyond that, I think Tesla is not gonna really hold. Even though it's strong, yes, but I don't think it's gonna hold that much, to be honest. Look at SPY. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that thing didn't hold, did it? This level didn't hold at all. That's why you gotta pay attention to these price actions, guys. And what's the name? GNS. GNS is doing real. XN, unfortunately, XM is not really sort of holding up because SPY isn't helping, obviously. But I still think, you know, 14s until 14s, I'll give it a chance. For possible long opportunities. If it takes that 14 out, then no, that's pretty much done, even if it's a earnings play, which was a decent earnings actually. Yeah, it was a really decent. So I might actually look into something around 14 areas. But I'm also trading GNS, not mentioning because it's very fast, one of the fast movers. So I'm not going to say where I started from, but I'll show you later. GNS. GNS, baby. This is what I felt like this was a nice short though, XM. I couldn't take it because it would have gone against my whole thing. It was a beautiful looking short. Yeah, really clean. And this has more ways to go, at least towards that 14. So from here onwards, actually, that was a 60 cents move that should have been taken, to be honest. No. Too late now. So we on GNS, we are on a very crucial level here, 14s, and that is where, sorry, not 14s, 4s, it needs to stay below 4s. If it does, then yeah, watch out. Yeah, just wait up. If you haven't planned for this whole thing, just wait up. Remember, it's still early. We are still in that first half an hour phase, right? Yeah, it's not even been 25 minutes. So we gotta wait up. The one thing I wanted to also mention is that there's some escalation going on when it comes to war in the Europe, and that's never a good sign, guys. If you remember Spy, when it was about to really like, I think one of these earlier starts. There goes my GNS. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay. Anyways, so what I was mentioning was so Spy, I believe from the highs started to fail off because when this is when the war started to escalate, really. And although we might be very technical about Spy's direction at this point, I wanted to stay over 400s and make sure it stays over, and then it looks like a strong market, this and that. But that could easily change. If the US, or even without US getting involved, if that war starts to escalate, which is getting there. I mean, Europe is actually poking too hard, and obviously I don't take sides on war anyways. But if there is a poking going on, then there's got to be a retaliation, and I wouldn't want to hear the response of that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Bit worried about that, and if that happens, then it's not good for no one. Not good for no one. So only recently, this whole sending the tanks to help Ukraine was made kind of like confirmed by I think Germany or other European countries, basically. And yeah, that's not gonna sound good, would it? So that could change things. That could totally change. Yeah, look at this. I mean, look at this, right? NBC News correspondent Josh Lemna tweets: President Biden considering Europe trip around Ukraine invasion. What? Come on, man. Like, just let them be, man. Why do you need to go and freaking fiddle with other people's politics and freaking... I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just... Anywho. Okay. Shorting Tesla. So Tesla followed through, didn't it? It didn't hold because it can't hold. I mean, first of all, we've got a huge pullback due on Tesla. One huge pullback. I mean, even then, even that is not a huge pullback for me. I was kind of thinking 154, 153 levels, right? But that's fine. 155, we'll take that. But on top of that, at that point where Tesla was trading here, we were seeing SPY do this, right? We were seeing SPY do that. So that's not going to be ignored by the investors, by people who have money in this thing, right? I'm also watching XM. It's surprisingly holding up, which I was kind of expecting around 14 levels, but 1420 is nicely holding now. But still, it's a bit early. I would really want it to be taking the 1470s out, and if that happens, then yeah, it's all good. We might start from there, and then break of 15s will be a nice idea as well. So I'm watching that for sure. The rest, basically, I'm still in GNS. I haven't taken anything out because I expect big things on this, so it's fine. 4 needs to be under 4. I mean, this price, it's trading above 4 now, on and off of it, but I'm not too worried about this as long as it's just around that area. Doesn't take out that 410s and starts going for the high of the break again. So, you know, it's either, this one is going to be either a big trade or it's going to be just a break even, because I'm not going to take anything here. I'm going to take something probably here, 380s and then maybe 350s ultimate. We'll see. Again, XM is looking kind of interesting, trying to take that 1460s, 1470s volume coming in, so that might be a good thing. But around VWAP, we do usually get good volume anyways. Just bear that in mind. So we are getting some decent volume, but that could be the VWAP volume. So we still needed to break that VWAP and stay over VWAP. That's when I will start to look into start it. And there it goes. There's the rejection there. What else are we looking at? Oh. GNS is bouncing again. It's gonna bring more volume as long as the top high of the holds. All right, we might be seeing some bounce coming in on those big names now, as Tesla is trying to, sorry, as SPY is trying to bounce. And let's see how big of a bounce this one is. So 401 was the one that held, so prepare to make that level as a significant level now. And if we start to actually trend above that 402, we might see that bigger, we might see the uptrend coming into it. So that might be interesting if it starts to trade over 402. That could be a reversal, but it could also be a pullback towards the VWAP and then continue down, which I think SPY has already done its pullback. It needed to. Yeah, it's almost filled the gap. I think it's about time, especially if it does come back down to here and it starts to create higher lows, swings, then yeah, I think that'll look good for possible long opportunities on the others. GNS is popping again with some decent volume, so we have to be careful, but that pop is going to get shorted. Right, that pop seems like it wants to get shorted. COSM is taking the highs out. COSM, interestingly enough. COSM. Yeah, still staying strong, this thing, man. It just doesn't want to give up. I was kind of hoping today will be the day it creates a big red day. But I'm not trading this. The volume is just dying down now. So, yeah, doesn't look that great, is it? We'll see about the retest back down. At this point, it's too early. It's still, look at this. I mean, 402 is holding strongly. So our current levels to watch are 402s, right there, right this level here, and then this. So we are actually in this zone. But yeah, the force is strong with this one to the downside. I was kind of hoping for XM to give us some opportunity, but it didn't. Still waiting on it. I might not. I really would be gutted if it starts to carol back up and starts to run, and I wasn't in it. So I don't know. Hopefully it happens during the stream. See, it's going down already to 14s, and yeah. So far it looks very weak, to be honest. It's probably 14 breaks going to be attempt to gap fill, which will mean that there's no opportunities today. Might be tomorrow. Which is okay. It's okay. Okay. what else are we looking at? So this is the back and forth between these two lanes, these two lanes, these two levels, 402s and 401s. There you go. Bounces off of it, rejects from 402. So back and forth, back and forth. So we might be in that situation. Now, here's the thing. If this bounce doesn't go to 402s, that means it's weak. Right now, it looks like it wants to take that 401 out. So this is actually not looking good for SPY. At this point, no. I'm already short GNS. I'm just watching short GNS, and it's a low floater. I don't want to be like I don't want to mention too much because yeah, I'm just waiting for a big massive moves on this one. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be probably exiting at break even. I managed to get it in somewhere there. I tried a few times here, very scalp break even. So there was two trades. One was break even, the other one was working out now, which I'm trying to build into it as well, but I'm not able to get the price I want, so that's fine. But the rest is kind of tricky because I would have liked to long, not short today. I would have really liked to long things, especially when SPY moved this much to the downside after the open. And we've got a gap fill that's almost happened, right? And if it's gonna happen, we might see a reversal coming in. And in that case, that could be a potential long opportunities. Midday maybe, chances are midday might be a decent time frame to trade. Not now. That's okay, man. I mean, look, a trade not taken is sometimes better than having a trade there was nothing there, like, you know, breaking all your rules and imagine. Okay, let's just for argument's sake, you've taken a trade, even if it was break even, or even if you're a small loser, will you be happy with yourself if you've broken your rules and didn't wait and stuff like that? Possibly, it's gonna really sort of bother you, right, for the rest of the day at least. So would you rather have that or just wait on your hands, wait up? Doesn't matter, your money's still in the bank, kind of technically. Yeah, I mean, it's if you don't really have to take trades every day, right? I mean, I think you're working as well in a while, right? So you might miss a good move on SPY or others later on. That's the story for everyone, to be honest. That's the story for everyone. If you could be patient and consistent with that patience, not just patience being, oh, once a week, or let me just initially 1 week, 2 week, 3 week patience, and then you start to go into this mode of, oh, you know what, it's working for me, things are working, so I'm going to click everywhere. That's when it really hurts. And that's when you will start to go into really bad habits of taking anything you see. You think there's a trade there, but there's none. Like, for example, right here, right? You know, you might think there's a bounce there. Yes, double bottom is coming in from a really decent level, volume coming in. That's good signs, yes, for possible longs. But would you rather not wait for it to confirm? Maybe above 402, maybe above VWAP? Could be a better bet there, right? So, and if that was your plan, then you gotta wait for it. You've got to wait for it. In fact, in this case, that's my plan. Anything before this break, anything before the VWAP reclaim is not a long for me, right? Anything, you know, within this area here is a chop. Yes sir, yes sir. Two hours is a long time, to be honest, Snicker. More than enough. Almost, I would say, most of the action happens within that first hour. And most of the action happens within the last hour. So that's why we call it power hour. So we're talking 3 to 4, right? EST. Three to 4 EST. Yeah, I would say the first 1 hour. The first 2 hours gets a bit, I guess, a bit too much. But that first hour, for sure, that's where the most volatility is. Yeah, for me, for sure. For that first hour, in fact, maybe the first half an hour. But as you said, for me, that's true. But for you, someone who trades larger caps, could be first 2 hours, or maybe even further down. Because what happens is, what you will see on SPY is usually the first hour or first half an hour is always chop. It's not going to be like this today, right? Most of the time, half an hour is a chop, chop, chop on that. So that's already lost, right? And then you're waiting for the right setup and stuff like that. And yeah, it takes time. So yeah, 2 hours definitely makes sense. Take a second. Make sure they're not watching, yeah? Thank goodness we're not very famous. Yeah, otherwise you'll be tiptoeing what you say. Or I'll be tiptoeing a lot. Some milk, yeah. I think SPY is going for it. There's your reversal there. It's already looking like a reversal. Look at this volume. Very, very, very good example here, guys. Pay attention to this, because I want to show yo. Okay, so we had that double bottom, right? But that's important is this volume rising. Yeah. So as we are getting that bounce. How do you differentiate between a bounce or retracement or a reversal? Well, the volume tells you. If you have an increased volume on the move, that's usually the reversal, or where it was supposed to be a pullback, right? Does that make sense? Very clear here, as you can see. That volume rising, price with the volume, that is your primary move. Hope that makes sense. Yes, I am, Snicker. I am a full-time trader. All my time is spent on either basically these days, most of the time I spend is all about what to better my strategies, and basically sort of trying to sort of find new patterns and new setups that could benefit, like and also being very patient. Like I'm also thinking in a bigger picture way, where I want to understand the environment I trade in, and once I have that environment that I thrive in, that's when I go excited. These days are not the days for me to say this is my environment, and trust me, when when my environment comes, you will know. You will see a lot of trades, crazy trades. Yeah, you will see percentages that you haven't seen on the stocks. So that's why I am quite patient to wait for that ideal environment that I thrive in. That's when I press pedal to the metal, something like that. Yeah, I mean, me and you both, absolutely, I agree. Oasis, we're just still waiting. However, having said that, I might start XM right now here, 1445s, XM 1445s. I would really like to start over VWAP though, but as you know, I'm crazy about early entries. It's a very starter, but ideally you want to wait for it to break that 1460 to start, 1460. But for me, it's fine. XM. Yeah, and then I'm gonna have to be patient with it, with the stop being under 14s, 1390s, something like that. And hopefully we're gonna get few more ads. Oh, my XM is not here. Oh, so this is what I'm talking about right here, starter, and then break of 1460s would be another starter, and break of 1470 would definitely be another starter. Not another starter, add. So 1, 2, 3 ads, and then finally break of 15s. If it happens, that will be the last one. And this one I'm gonna be just watching, keeping an eye on what it does throughout the day. As long as it stays strong, I will hold on to it. Yes, sir. When when you're full-time trader, right? You don't have to trade every day or every hour. In fact, most of the traders, they have specific times they trade, and that's where they have edge. It's all about having an edge. Ask yourself where you're good at and where you have a positive edge, whereby you're actually making money if you continuously trade that style. So it's usually half an hour, 1 hour of trading, not the work. Work is hours and hours of work every day. It never stops. But the hours of trading is very little. The little amount that they trade, the better it is. Because we are looking for very specific patterns, specific style, specific price action. And when it's there, it's there. We take 2, 3. I've traded like 3, 4 trades at a time, which is a lot for me. But I managed to handle. I do handle them at one point. And mine is not scalping. Remember, mine is not scalping. I mean, look at this GNS, for example, right? I've traded this. I could have easily taken some out here, scalp away. Beautiful scalping opportunities, right? But no, right? No. My style is slightly different. So I'll stay in a good trade as long as it's respecting what I'm thinking on the longer picture or bigger picture. It's fine. And if it doesn't do it that day, maybe another day is going to do it. We shall see. Anyways, XM, I would really like it to be taking that VWAP off. And 1460s, 1470s, that's it. Some have to make their edge because of helplessness. Yeah, they can't choose. So choosers can't be beggars can't be choosers, right? So you have to make up your own edge. I used to trade a lot, like years pre-market. Power hour only, because I was involved in a business and stuff like that. So I could only trade the last hour or hour and a half for the day, which yielded great results. I actually found myself to be much better trading power hour, but unfortunately, with the timing being here in Azerbaijan, is like it's not helping because we're talking 1 a.m. right? We're talking 12 a.m., going to 12 a.m. That's the start of the power hour, and market closes at 1 a.m. here. I can't do that. I've got to give my family some time as well. Yeah, it's perfectly fine actually. Always is. It's perfectly fine. You might find something decent. Like look, for example, these our certain setups like earnings go and earnings continuation. They usually happens midday anyways, even later on. Like if you can wait, like we missed on. I remember PDD quite a lot of earnings we missed lately that ran for huge, which initially it just really shanked us out. But come midday, look at PDD, still going strong from where I was going to swing it, right? This day just completely shanks us out, and then midday it starts to really run for it. That's where you could say to yourself, well, you know what? This meets the criteria still, just like we're holding on to the idea of XM being one of those as well, right? So we shall see. So that's not a bad thing, as long as you are specifically turning up every single day on that routine, keeping the routine and not changing it. That's when you will start to feel like you have an edge. It's really bad to change the routine constantly. If you're going to be trading later, then stick to that. Absolutely stick to that, and make sure you do that for longer period of time before you actually start changing it. If you have the power to do that. Now, if you don't, like for example, Zell was doing great, scalping away. That first half an hour he was done. In fact, he wouldn't even come here to talk because he was just. Scalpers need that concentration, right? They don't need me to be freaking, like shouting in their ears, this is moving, that is moving. They don't need that. They look at one stock and just concentrate. Like for example, it might be today. What was moving? PACB, for example, it was one of ours. This started, and that's not a good scalping. Then I want to give you a better. There's none on the watch list today. There's none, but there could have been. So. Dude, Oasis, maybe consider swinging. Shall we do one few days of webinar on the swings? Because it seems like you will benefit from swinging Oasis. It might, and also it might be your thing. I know you're not very quick with your stops and everything. You're quite patient. You're quite selective. So that could actually be something you could benefit from, honestly. So let's work towards that, because if that's inevitable, I think day trading might not be the right way to go, because you have a shift that's going on and off, and that routine is not going to be there. You need consistency, and whatever you do, you need consistency. Yeah, let's work towards that. Go on, buddy. Go on, Snicker. And that's when everything's going to start moving. For 2 months. Then that's different. Because I was saying that was going to be your future sort of schedule. If it's 2 months, you can get away with it. Always, you got to be patient. Just be patient. Just grind away. Whatever you see. For example, if you're trading later on, Uzis come up a lot. So concentrate on that specific setup and start trading that, and be very choosy on those. And just trade. If you're coming at the open, then you can always look for other opportunities, PBAWs and all that. or I would say, like, if you do manage to trade the power hour, then there will be more opportunities, obviously, than the midday. So you could trade a lot of setups if you choose to in the future, right? So yeah, so if that's the case, then that I would say don't even change anything. Yeah, it might be good to know about swings and everything, but take your time. I think you'll benefit from sticking to something consistently and making something out of it. Now, then you can always switch to letting certain things, so especially from our setup, certain things actually naturally goes for a swing. So you will start to feel, you will start to let things run, and you will start to actually build up that confidence in swing. It takes time, but yeah, for power hour, yes, there are certain strategies that works better than others, but it's a good one. But the only issue with power hour is you have to be very selective of what you trade. You have to be slightly different mentality as well. So yeah, when you do get there, I think we can sometimes actually, if I can, I wanna like stream just with you, like not like live webinar with you on that power hour thing, so I can talk through what I think. Maybe a few days. I know we'll think about it. We'll think through something. Don't worry. And my GNS is doing okay. Yeah, GNS is under 4. This is what I wanted. Now I'm kind of waiting for it to go to 380s or 385s. First partial there. So yeah, not too bad for a small trade. Yeah, that's on the side, but XM is something that's really not. The volume is okay. The volume is not bad. It's just that we are, however, seeing a big. If we do change this to 5 minutes, have a look at that. Still looks kind of okay. It needs. That's why I say it needs to break that VWAP 1460. That will confirm this kind of like a small little head and shoulder reversal. If I put now, that's basically, this is what I mean by head and shoulder. And we are seeing that grind up to the VWAP. Grind. I like that in a way that it really sort of curls back over the VWAP and starts to stay over VWAP. Then that's probably the clue. And if it holds it during the day. Yes, sir. Our thing is going nicely, and both of them are okay. Here we go. Loving it. Both of them are looking good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 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 Okay. All right, so I've just taken my the first partial on X, and this is looking good as well. So I've already started. Did I mention I've already started here somewhere? Yeah. And then I am going to be adding right about now. So, yeah. And my GNS is looking decent. I don't know what you missed, but not much really, to be honest. Not much, just the chop zone. The only thing is my GNS is doing okay. I'm gonna share with you what happened here. So basically GNS is, as I mentioned, I took few shots at it. Come on. Right, so that's your GNS trade. That first shot was here. I know it's early, but that's why exit was quite fast as well. And then we have this one, which I managed to hold on until I could have taken partial here just before the EMA, but I kind of expect this to be going much lower than it was from this onward, from this point onward. And then once this whole area, this bounce 393, 392 was consistently bouncing from there, it was just getting tighter and tighter. Right there it broke, but I wasn't going to take it on the break. I was going to wait for it to see what it does. And then that's when I added to this position. And then the first partial right now, I took it at 382s or 83s. So very, very big percentage move for me on this stock. So that's why I was saying this is going to be either big one or just a break even. So it seems like it wants to be the big one. So yeah, that's your GNS trade. Anywho's, guys, I will be heading off. It's been 1 hour since I've been trading. I am going to be keeping an eye on GNS. Why is my thingy doing that? Sometimes does that. Don't know why. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna be looking and managing GNS as well as XM. XM is, playing around here. That's fine, totally fine. I'm kind of like basing my stop at the 14s, so that's totally fine. As long as it doesn't take that out. Now on the break, yeah, I could add more. Anyways, any questions before I go? Anything at all? Okay, this somehow is anything at all? Any questions before I go? We are seeing on SPY drift down coming, so chop is still there. Again, we're still within this zone, 404 to 401, so that's $3 move from the top to bottom, so the range is $3 almost. No worries, always is always a pleasure to be having you around, of course, and Snicker, Zell, everybody, great company, guys. But I think I should be staying up a bit more, to be honest, because that's when things start to move. Look at this SPY now. It's breaking the VWAP and it's starting to go for it. So this could be some decent move coming in after this. We're looking at Amazon, for example. Look at Amazon. Look at that. And 99 breaks, goes down, takes out everything. So that's not going to be good for XM as well. So that's why I have to manage it. But anyways, I wish you the best of luck. I'll probably update you on the trades tomorrow, guys. And if you're trading, just take it easy and stay safe. All right, guys, I'll see you. Tomorrow's Friday, right? So hopefully, yeah, it's going to be Monday, guys. Monday, 8 a.m. EST next week. So I wish you the best of luck over the weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Spend some family time. And for you, Snicker, do some studies. Yeah, our XM seems like it's going to suffer because of this whole... SPY does affect it a little bit. Not as much, but a little bit. As you can see, there you go. So, yeah, it's going to get affected, but that's fine. Anyways, take it easy, guys. I will catch you on Monday. Cheers. Do, 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 do.